Okay, this video is going to talk about your launch plan and promotion plan. It is a little bit of a catch-all for all of the things that you need to be planning before you launch your project. And I do have a checklist that's going to go along with it. There are a lot of assorted things that don't necessarily fit into any of the other categories we've talked about. So let's dive on in. Things to plan. So before you launch your campaign, you're going to want to plan a really great month of stuff to happen during the campaign. You want this to be a really, really exciting time for your audience and for you, where there's constant engagement happening that is not just the same, hey, I need your money, hey, I need your money, every day. So here are some ideas of things you can be doing during that month that will make that possible, and these things that you need to plan ahead of time. So events for during the campaign. So these can be live stream events, so an online concert, an online chat, an online interview, an online game, or live events in person where you are engaging with your fans. If you're doing a live event in person, you want to make sure you have flyers at that event that have information about how to back your crowdfunding campaign, and also a text to join list, which is way better than a flyer because people forget flyers, that have with a reminder. So I will give you the example of textaful.com. I have talked about it before, but if you set that up, people can text a word to their very quick 5-digit number, and you can give them a free download of whatever you want, a piece of art, a song, and in exchange, you can send them a link to your campaign 24 hours later, or an hour later, or later that night, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, that's right, I just saw that person, they sent me a cool thing, we had a really great event, and I really enjoyed it, and here is right on my phone a link to back them on Patreon or Kickstarter. I wouldn't want to forget that. So this is a really nice and easy and seamless way to transition from a really fun live event that you're doing into a transaction of backing your campaign. So plan to do some sort of live events. Live streams are really nice to have at the beginning of your campaign, at the end of your campaign, like as a countdown event. Either way you want to do that, really fun, or both if you have the energy. And if you are thinking about doing some live events, if you have like a tour going on and you want to plan your campaign around that, that's great. Just remember that you do need to be online constantly promoting the project. So make a good balance of you are in the world and engaging, and also you are going to have to be dedicating time to promoting the project. Collaborations to post during the campaign, podcast interviews, whatever sort of people that you already know, let's make a list of them and plan to do some fun stuff with them. Do you have some people you could be posting videos with? Could you be going on people's podcasts? Have people invited you to be on their podcast and you've been like, no, I'm too busy? Is now the time to hop on those? Photo shoots and images to post during the campaign. You want to have new images. You want to have maybe you have some cute fan art that people have made that you could be saving up and posting during the campaign. Content to post during the campaign. You were doing your weekly content project. Are you still going to be doing that during the campaign? That would be awesome, because you can just, your engagement goal for that weekly content project can obviously be, and by the way, back my campaign. So think about all of the different kinds of people and stuff you've worked with, and try to plan this ahead of time, because during the campaign, you will be busy. So, logistics. Before you launch, these are some things you will want to have done. Make sure the page is completely filled out, connected to your account and identity, and submitted for review. I can't tell you how many times, well, it's been like twice, but I've had a friend like, okay, I'm ready. I told all my fans I'm ready to launch, and click the button and it says I have to connect my bank account. What? That information has been there the whole time. Get your bank account connected to your Kickstarter or Patreon page as early as possible. Submit the page for review as early as possible. Make sure that all of those things are done well in advance, so that you don't find yourself on the morning of launch being like, what? Why is this not done? Make sure all your green check marks are lit up on your crowdfunding platform before it becomes the morning of launch. Check on the timelines for launch, project end, and fulfillment. So these are some things that you can't change once you've launched the project. The time and date that the project ends, and the estimated time of fulfillment on a Kickstarter page, those are going to be there, and those cannot be changed. So make sure that you know exactly when your project is ending and that you have set it intentionally. Make sure that the dates that you are telling people you're going to fulfill their rewards are correct, and that they are all the same or whatever they need to be. Make sure the reward titles and all the descriptions are perfect and flawless and without error, because those are not going to be able to be changed once the project launches, which makes sense. You can't swap out what people have ordered once they've ordered them. But even if you've just like written to instead of in, oh boy, that's so frustrating. So go through that page with a fine-tooth comb, make sure it all works. On that note, what time should you launch and end your project? I'm going to go ahead and give you just like straight up advice. Launch Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. or some other time when you can spend all day building momentum and watching. I don't want you to launch on a Friday night. I have clients that do this sometimes that I'm like, what are you doing? Because then they disappear. You want to have the opportunity to say like, on the first day of my project, we raised 50%, 30%, whatever. And you want that day to be nice and long. So start early in the week, start with a full day that you can spend with people. A business day is great because people are at their computers and they're there. I would say that launching with your internet crowd is more important than launching with a live crowd, because the live crowd's by their very nature going to be smaller, unless for some reason a live crowd is bigger for you. Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., whatever makes it so that you can have a really big momentum building first day and first week. When should you end your project? Thursday evening at 7 p.m. or some other time when you can count down live with your friends. You shouldn't end in the middle of the night, because nobody will be there to kind of power through right up until the end with you. Ending first thing in the morning is the same, because you won't have like a full day of countdown. You want to have be able to be like 5 hours left, 4 hours left, 3 hours left. That's like an exciting thing, and people who are procrastinators will be piling on during that time. So yeah, end in an evening, like an early evening time. How long should your campaign be? 21 to 30 days. The standard length of a Kickstarter campaign is 30 days. And if you're doing a Patreon momentum building campaign, I think 30 days is also a good maximum length. The last Kickstarter I just did was 21 days, and I finally built up the confidence to do a 21-day campaign, and it was great. Your first and last week are going to be the biggest. In the middle weeks, it's going to plateau. There will be days where you have probably no backers, and during those days, you're going to panic. I know, because every single client I have calls me panicking. There are no backers, or I have negative backers today. So those middle weeks are basically useless to you unless you have events going on or content planned that is actually going to reach a new audience. The middle weeks basically don't exist. So make the campaign 30 days at the absolute maximum, and if you have the confidence to make it shorter, do. It will be better for your mental health. Often it is good. I would say the only reason to lengthen it, other than having events in the middle that you have planned, is to have a payday, aka the end/beginning of a month, in the middle of your campaign somewhere. This is something that you're going to hear a lot during the campaign, like, I have to wait till I get paid to back you, which, side note, doesn't really make sense, because if you're doing a Kickstarter campaign, people aren't going to get charged until the last day of your campaign anyway, but you can't argue with people. So yes, it's good to have a payday in the middle of your campaign so people have the opportunity to budget your campaign into the project, into their lives. But yes, 21 to 30 days is the length of your campaign. If you can do 21, I will tell you right now, it will be good for your heart. But people are used to a campaign being about 30 days long, and it's going to be a real long 30 days. So feel free to make it 28, 23, 21. I believe in you. All right, so let's take a look at a really comprehensive pre-launch checklist that I just made you that takes all of this stuff into account. I have done not only the end of the campaign, but also everything that we've done in the class up to this point. So creating your mission statement, your Discovery Ready website, and your Discovery Ready social media, engaging your audience and content posting, set up engaging your mailing list. You've done that already. 4 weeks ahead of time, you've created your list of rewards, gathered your cost quotes for all rewards, hired your artists as needed for rewards, if possible. If you have the budget to do that so that your rewards already have really nice images on your website, on your crowdfunding campaign page, rewards that already have images are going to sell way more than rewards that just have the concept of art. So keep that in mind. If you can show people what the t-shirt's going to look like, show people what your enamel pen's going to look like, what your mug's going to look like, you're going to sell more of them than if you don't have that art. Pricing out rewards and shipping costs. You've done all the paperwork and all my workbooks to create your realistic goals and your budgets. And you've got your nice to have / stretch goals already prepped as well, so that you can do that math during the campaign. And we'll talk about that in the next unit. You've got photo shoot images for your campaign page, creator shoot images for use in the promotion of the campaign. I'm saying get this way ahead of time because you might need to coordinate with a photographer or with an artist to get this stuff. And gather video clips, archive photos for the campaign video, because you're going to go ahead and create that stuff. You gathered and created images, mock-ups for all rewards, your headers for your campaign page. You verified your identity with a crowdfunding platform, connected your bank account to your crowdfunding platform. You wrote your campaign page, shot your campaign video, printed flyers for live events during the campaign, planned content you will post on day 1 during the campaign. That's launch day media if you're doing that. Planned collaborations for doing the campaign. Make sure to give these people lots of heads up because they're not as dependent on the timeline as you are. And reached out to collaborators for doing the campaign. By 2 weeks ahead of time, you've edited your campaign video and uploaded your campaign video. You uploaded final images to your campaign page, and you go ahead and submit that campaign page for approval by platform. Sometimes this approval will go immediately. Sometimes it's going to take a little while to get that approval, so go ahead and submit that as early as you can. Plan events for during the campaign. Do you have live streams? Do you have live events that you want to plan? Go ahead and plan those. Set up your mailing list, sign up, text to join for live events during the campaign. Textful.com. I cannot tell you how much I love Textful. It is wild and great. So use it, give it a shot if you can. Create a Facebook event for your campaign launch, promote and post 1 to 2 weeks before launch. A Facebook event, if you have a Facebook type audience, having a Facebook event where people can RSVP and be aware of the fact that you're about to launch a crowdfunding campaign, and then just be right there when you are ready to launch is such a good idea. I'm going to post a sample Facebook event in the description or the links section of this video so that you can see how this band, the Misbehaving Maidens, does this. They also go ahead and post like a little bit of preview information in there. If you have the energy to do that, it's really great because then your audience is ready right when it's time for your launch. And then you're going to go ahead and create the content you will post on day 1 and during the campaign. So I'm going to go ahead in the next video show you how you're going to plan all of that content. But this is just the checklist. So 1 week ahead of time, you're double checking your shipping costs. You're double checking your delivery date estimates, double checking your campaign launch and end time, planning a campaign ending event like a live stream or live event, creating a day 1 launch to-do list. I have one of those for you. Filling out promotion worksheets and making a promo plan. I have those for you as well. Preparing any launch day media. If you are debuting a single, go ahead and upload that anywhere it needs to go. And the night before launch, you're going to draft an email to send to your mailing list on the morning of your campaign and make a folder of all the images you need to publish tomorrow. It's a good idea to have on your phone, if you have media that you're going to be using a lot, go ahead and make a folder of all those images. Okay, so this is a helpful pre-launch checklist that I hope will be of use to you as you are preparing to launch your crowdfunding campaign. And this is, of course, in the downloads for this video. All right, see you in the next one.